It's your girl sometimes, your boy Charlotte Carolina, and I was here with Busy, but he's over there laying and relaxing and shit, because we not in Sweden. You feel me? So we cool, we cool. Um, uh, Let me just play the videos first, and then I come back with commentary. In case I get interrupted one more again, this is take three.
I've got something that I want to read to you. Shout out to Anders Walker, who's sent me this article. Listen, guys, I want to first say before I start this reading that this is very unfortunate what's going on with ASAP Rocky. He doesn't even understand exactly what's going on, but it has a lot to do with what they call the Swedes, or people of Sweden, native-born Sweden people, okay? They are really into protecting their people in this country. Listen to what this article says. ASAP Rocky has landed in the middle of a much larger tussle than the one he had with 19-year-old Mustafa Jafari after his concert in Stockholm on June 30th. After being formally charged with assault on Thursday, ASAP Rocky will remain in custody until his trial begins next week. The rapper's arrest and detention and President Donald Trump's Kanye West-inspired efforts to secure his release from custody come at a critical time in Sweden, a moment when the right-wing Sweden Democrats are effectively using social disorder.
And I have to say, Kanye West, smart motherfucker. Y'all want to hate on it, but look, nigga, it's like I always say. Sometimes you gotta be a Democrat. Excuse me, I fucked it up. Sometimes you need to be a Republican to help the Democrats, because you don't get to know what the Democrats need to know because you're a Democrat. Sometimes you gotta be with the big boys to get their information and then run it on back to your people, like Robin Hood. So I'm really thinking y'all sleeping on that Jesus, nigga. Jesus just helping everybody. He gonna get Meek Mill out of jail. He gonna get ASAP out of jail. Shit, he might have him dig up Tukey in this motherfucker. It might go down. Fuck around with Jesus, nigga. Shit. His next album might be Mega Country, nigga. Shit, Jay-Z did the same thing with Obama. Vote or die, nigga.
Street crime to challenge the underpinning of the welfare state. Almost every week, the party posts news stories about rising violence caused by immigrants from Africa and the Middle East and other places who come to Sweden and terrorize their native-born Swedes. Headlines that have begun to eerily prompt slogans like "Sika Hem Dem," which means "send them home." Okay, so the Swedish people don't even want people that are not from Sweden in Sweden. Okay, they're making that very clear. The Democratic Party is very serious about it, to the point where they are posting videos every week showing the people of Sweden that they are arresting people specifically from Africa, the Middle East, and the U.S. that come there and attempt violence or engage in any violence. And unfortunately for ASAP Rocky, even though he tried to de-escalate the situation, he was still involved in violence.
Earlier this week, we told you the rapper got into an intense conversation with two men in Stockholm Sunday night that ended in a brawl. The two men allegedly followed Rocky and threatened to call the cops over broken headphones. When a woman interrupted their convo and accused the two men of grabbing her butt earlier, Rocky and crew decided to throw down. Well, now TMZ reports ASAP Rocky is in more trouble than we initially thought, and Swedish authorities have no plans to release him anytime soon. Normally, Swedish authorities are allowed to keep people for 3 days, but prosecutors have convinced the judge to allow them to detain Rocky for 2 weeks while they investigate further. The site says that if convicted of aggravated assault, the rapper could face 6 years in prison. And even though Rocky is still being held, Swedish prosecutors have released his bodyguard due to insufficient evidence. But alright guys, hit that sub, like, and bell button. Comment has...
Okay, so basically, I I interpret it different now. The bitches walked up and said the two niggas that broke, that was harassing them. So wait. Wait a minute. So ASAP Rocky was trying to be a superhero? He's still wrong. That ain't had shit to do with him. I would have been like, y'all need to call the authorities. I know these big niggas look like police, but we ain't. And like I was saying before, just like on Love and Hip Hop, you got Mark and Flocker's mom and the Brat doing artist boot camp. Now you got to teach these niggas when they go to other countries, research. Read, writing, and arithmetic and research, nigga. You niggas need to learn. Find out the colors you're supposed to wear. Find out who is allowed to be in the country. Find out how dormant is the racism. Find out what happens if you do little tiny shit like the Ball brothers did, and they got detained over there, but then they got nerve to be all on Twitter talking about why we didn't ride Air Force One, why we didn't ride powerful nigga. You would have been in jail for 10 years doing hard labor, lifting rocks, not able to play no basketball, nigga. You better come over here and thank the Trump administration for getting y'all black asses out and shut the fuck up. That's how you know it's cloud chasing. When a nigga help you, and instead of biting the hand that feeds you, you turn around and just start yelling and ranting about how you deserve better treatment. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby. You can't be slipping bitches Mickey Mouses. And then, oh, I'm not being treated so well. I'm 80 years old and I'm blind. Suge Knight. You niggas get on my nerves. Don't do the crime. If you think, oh, I ain't never gonna get away with it, I'm gonna get away with this. I'm not going to jail till I'm about 80s and 90s. Nigga, that's the wrong time to go to jail. Healthcare in jail is free. But do you hear the operative word? In jail. You got to do a crime, do some time, and then have a health problem to get free health care. It ain't worth it. Now, I say everybody was wrong in this situation. Okay, like for example, the reason I think that ASAP broke those headphones was the same give or take reason that Offset got the felony. Because he was being viewed in a public place, which is actually...
So it shows all these artists don't want to be recorded, man. They don't want to... Sometimes they want to try to live normal fucking lives like J. Cole does. Everybody can't be J. Cole, but...
No. But does he go around touching people?
No,
if so...
fuck with J. Cole.
No, but think about it. I would rather fuck with J. Cole than Offset. Let me tell you why. Because them niggas is off the handle. They done chase people and beat them in public and caught cases. J. Cole, you can be like, yo, bro, calm the fuck down. And he might think about it. Sit down and have a conversation with you. Have a sip with you. These niggas think they'll just start beating you in broad daylight like they 8 stars. Like Hannah Montana didn't go platinum. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit that gets me. So, and also, I used to have this gripe about Eminem too. Oh, niggas who don't want to sign autographs when they got a shit and feed their daughter when they out to dinner. I'm from old school. Once I make it from the hood and I make it where I can survive and feed my family and friends and my folks them, man, you could ask me for an autograph while I'm taking a shit, bro. I'll be able to sign that motherfucker and keep it moving. Because I'd rather be doing that now than hungry in the hood. Everybody else don't think like that. You don't have to. That's your own prerogative. But me, myself, you ain't never gonna hear Charlotte say that. Sure, let me wipe my hands that I just took a piss with, and I will gladly sign your titties, baby girl. Come on over here, let me sign those areolas.
But that's like your 50,000 pair of titties. That's like your 50,000 signature of niggas.
No. I'm saying me personally, I don't give a shit. I signed 100 million in them shits because It ain't that
All that
many.
fame. So you're saying all that fame wouldn't get to you?
No, not at all. Not at all. Especially if you get fame at a certain point in your life. See, a lot of these niggas, and another reason, you got, like, for example, let's speak on Jermaine then. He's composed because of the age and the knowledge that he has when he gained this fame. These niggas like Lil Pump, 15, 16, 17, they don't know no good. They coming out there just wilding, not appreciating their fans, treating their fans like ass dirt. And if you really think about it, their product would be ass without the fans.
That's facts.
How many people do you know would have great product without all those fans? I could name a couple. Eminem, A$AP Rocky. He had a beautiful mixtape before he even got signed. But then you take people like Comethazine, Lil Pump, Smoke Perp. They don't got good product. Because even XXX, he ain't a lyricist, but he has good product. He ain't got no bars. If rapping meant that you went to jail, then everybody be free. They had no bars. Nobody had no bars whatsoever. But he got good product. Polo G, good product. Quan LFN, good product. YBN Corday, good product. YBN Namir, not so much. Almighty J, hell no. The only product he had was his dick because he put it in Black China. That's another thing. If you was a rapper and you got some good that thought pussy, would you yourself busy stop rapping hard, or would you just start slaying bitches every day?
Start fucking with the bitch.
Yeah, I know you would. I know you would. Now we're gonna ask him 10 years later after he done went through a couple marriages, couple divorces.
You said, would I start going harder on the raps?
No, on the bitches, or would you just leave the rap alone since you got that thought pussy that got you to that level?
Oh my God.
But you know, have you ever heard a record by Almighty J after that shit? After they took him out of his shoes, had him running down the block? I agree with Whitney Williams. That is an ignorant nigga. I swear to God. I swear to God. That's Gaude. It ain't even that other kind. That's some crazy shit. But let's get back to this A$AP shit. Now, did they know he was gonna attack? That's why the bitches set him up and said, oh, they slapped my ass. Now see, this could have been a setup situation to get them pissed off to help. But not to be colorism or racial, the bitches wasn't black, was they? The niggas that they was fighting wasn't black, was they? Why do we think just because of 220 that still don't count? that if you chasing a white woman, you might have watched that shit. If you in public trying to whoop a white woman's ass, you might have to watch that shit. Or unless your name is Bow Wow and you get your ass beat up. But you still gotta watch that shit. But basically what they should have did was no research. And then they would have known that this is trying to become a peaceful place. And they don't want nobody in Sweden that ain't from Sweden. Sounds a little familiar. Huh?
Let's start violence. Like they let niggas in, but if you with that bullshit, like they're not gonna let NBA Youngboy.
Would you let him in your country though? He told you to zone. He do a drive-by in the rain. Would you let TK in the country? Hell no. Would you let 6ix9ine in your country? Hell no.
Niggas that start bullshit, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like they let A$AP had love in Sweden, like. That's
But you also got to remember, this change of law wasn't always. That's why you have to check every time you get on a plane. Me and my mother, we have a disagreement about this all the time. She would say, oh, well, we used to could do such and such and such, or the phone used to do that. And I said, well, how long? About 3 years ago. The time has a lot to do with it. Sometimes things can change in a month. Things can change in 12 hours. So, you got all these team of fashion designers and all these people around you. Have somebody doing analytical research, nigga. When you about to get on a plane to go to a country, make sure you know the laws. Make sure you know the time, the duration that they give out for crimes. You can do the graffiti over here, but try that shit over there in North Korea, South Korea.
Like in China, when that nigga stole in a mall or whatever, they could have easily chopped this nigga's hands off, video recorded, and cut his feet off after torturing this nigga. And everything would have been cool, because that's
what they do. That's how they get down on it, get down on it, get down.
Yeah, they take the law into their own hands. So good thing this nigga has some type of fame, whatever the fuck he had, because they could have really, from done him dirty.
What about the guy that defaced the picture of the political figure? They was gonna give him 10 years of hard labor, and he was up there snotting and crying like it was a prank. Shut the fuck up. Should have did your research. And I don't know, is it just the bitch in me? But if I go to another country, I'm not gonna try to fuck with them. I'm not gonna do no pranks. I ain't gonna be throwing no water balloons. Or what about the YouTube bitch that was in wherever she was, and she threw the chair off the balcony? Talking about, ooh, let's get the views and watch it fall. And nigga, do you know you could have killed a whole bunch of 100 people? Because all they got to do is hit a windshield, and that person drives into another one, and then that goes into another one. You could have killed 6,000 to 20,000 people like that. Fuck you mean? So, in a sense, yeah, that turned an innocent prank into serial killing in this motherfucker. And I ain't talking about no damn Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes. There would have been some real dead bodies. So, basically, what they should have did was, number one, in a public place, that's almost like, watch me beat this nigga's ass. If they didn't touch you, don't touch them. You got bodyguards for that. Like we was talking about earlier when we did the second tape. Michael Jackson would have smoothed to the side. Handle that shit. He wouldn't have grabbed nobody first, being a nigga with the money, and slung him like he was in WWE. And then they just jumped on him like they were trying to fight for their countrymen. That would have never happened. You got to learn from your past so you can live your future differently. You got to learn from the smooth niggas.
You got money for a reason, and use your bodyguard. Like that's Floyd Mayweather would never hit a civilian because he got too much money. That's why this bodyguard is big as hell. That's the reason why niggas got bodyguards. Use them motherfuckers.
But a lot of times, these are just big niggas you know that you got on your payroll. They ain't even really bodyguards.
Yeah,
Unless you 6'9", and they strapped up, they the police. They just got different clothes on.
This nigga know, because he's not even a real blood talking that bullshit. He started blooding when he that was like 2 years ago when he started doing that bullshit. Then he was a crip.
Right.
That quick, man.
But that's how you know it was all propaganda to get him where he was. So he's fucking with some bloods, and they're like, hey, why don't we use this nigga mouthpiece as well? No pun intended, because they're using the hell out of the mouthpiece right now, right? Just blah, 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 blah. But why don't we use this nigga platform as a way to make us bigger, you feel me? So then he throwing up all he says, straight boy. And then when shit hit the fan, I don't know none of these niggas. I fired every one of these niggas.
Next door his manager, like, when he get out, he's not going to be still no more 6'9". That's done with. This nigga was 18, he was young as hell.
How you gonna have a conversation over there in Africa? The camera ain't even hearing you like that. But yeah, I feel you, bro.
Like, I want to see this nigga like, you think he gonna get laser the tattoos and shit moved, or just he gonna go to a foreign country? Like, but everybody knew this thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, this
but wait. The Bloods can't get into the country though.
That's facts.
Depending on where they going. Because they already on the radar. They know they're going to kill him. They know they're going to get at him. But me personally, I would just hide under a rock in another country. Taking off them damn tattoos is more painful than getting them.
Hell yeah, he got it.
And he got them on his face, on his side face, probably some on his dick. He just gonna have a whole painful. But then, hey, that's what he get though. For being a little bitch ass nigga doing something. But nigga, why would you even get? But then I got folk. There was two reasons why he got the number 6ix9ine. Or the one, because he's a nasty nigga. Shit, I like 6ix9ine myself. You know, pussy in your mouth, they sucking on some dick. That's good shit. But 6ix9ine, if you add it up, comes to 15. And 15, if you make it a single digit, comes to 6. And people always use the mark of the beast so that they can control people's physical embodiments. Spiritual is not your physical. You can be gangbanging all day, killing people, shooting people, whatever. That's still physical. Spiritually, we all end up the same place. Because we all part of the belt. People don't believe that. They want to or not. But think about it. They say this. If you ask for forgiveness, you shall be forgiven. So, why not? We all
That's
spirit.
if you truly believe. If you don't truly believe.
Believe in what though? Believe in what? Some physical thing that's physical.
What's physical?
The belief is still physical.
That's another subject. That's a whole deeper thing.
Yeah, but so what? It's my video. I can do shit like that. People watch it. But yeah. So yeah, all they had to do was say, "Hey, niggas, follow me into this hotel room," and then gave them the beats,
Easy.
and then push their ass out. But you gonna do it in broad daylight, probably on the main street, just
Like street and
exactly. So he could have been. Both of those parties was wrong, but I think the women were trying to set him up. Because why in Lil Frank Hill would you say, well, they touched my butt? And I would have been like, I'm A$AP Rocky. I don't get no dams. The police is that way. That's like if you go to Target and somebody with a red shirt on, you ask them, hey, where's the macaroni and cheese? And they be like, nigga, I don't work here. Do you think he was trying to use his power and his clout to show off and be a good Samaritan? He need to take some fault for that. But the only thing I would say would be the 6 years is a little long. But then, hey, think about it. Ain't your country. So, was he wrong? Or was he wrong? Like, comment, and subscribe. You know what it is. This is your boy, Sometimes Your Girl. And I'm here with...
busy.
And you know how we do it. We do it how it does it, bitch. And you know my slogan, I'm flexing on these hoes like Hulk Hogan, and I'm out this bitch.